Okay, that allowed me to start recording. Let's see if I can now, while it's recording, add the share the screen
Now start.
feature. Yeah, let's see if that works. And go live. Haha, it did work. Wow, so you just got to do it in the right order. Hello, everybody. It's another Friday. A lot of exciting things happened this week. A lot of amazing things happened this week. All good news. We rarely have bad news. I'd kind of like to start off with the good news. We got some T-shirts for the Monopoly winners. It says you're an official Monopolian. It's got the Monopoly logo. Build hash liquidate Monopoly.io. We've got fresh threads for you guys when you land here in Dubai, so you can kind of have something to commemorate your winnings with our project here. It's great to see everybody. I would like to kind of make a note while we're all starting off here. We had a little bug. We found a little bug in our code on the website when we migrated to Tranche 5. Apparently, it didn't count any of Tranche 4's mints, but I can assure you we've got our guys working on it. It looks like we're at a total of 500 mints now, Sakib.
500, yeah, 500 mints, and it's just an issue with the website, the front end. So it's nothing to do on the blockchain or anything like that. Your mints are all good. It's just something to do with the HTML code on the front end of the website. So
Yeah,
that'll be fixed.
it's not a big deal. Nothing's broken behind the scenes. It's just this front exception is not counting Tranche 4's mints. But like I said, we'll get it sorted out. And yeah, exciting things happen this week. Hopefully, you're able to follow along with us and see some of the videos. If not, feel free to head over to the video channel, I guess, that we created that's got all of our videos,
Yeah.
and check it all out.
Hashtag mining videos.
Yeah, hashtag mining videos. Um, Sakib is with us. He's actually on the site right now. Unfortunately, the building itself
Yes.
kind of acts like a Faraday cage because it's a metal building and you've got Wi-Fi trying to run in that metal building. And yeah, so it's kind of like you can't get the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
signal out there. They're very good, but hopefully, Sakib, you'll be able to go into the farm a little bit.
Yes. I will. Should I go now?
Um,
A little bit later. Okay.
let's wait until we've got a few more people.
Okay.
Let's
Cool.
see. Um, yeah, so I think we broached on the topic of pools, and I was kind of go through and explain. And I could go into a lot of detail, or I could go into a little detail, kind of like everybody's feedback, how much detail you want, because um, pools themselves, they've well, there's a lot of variance, and the reason why I wanted to go over Nice Hash is because of all the features and how feature rich it is compared to other pools. Um, as you guys know, pools range with pool fees anywhere from free to 1 or 2%, and
Yeah.
there's a lot behind that, right? So most people just look at the pool number and they'll look at the pool fee and they'll think, oh, this is 2%, so I don't want to mine here. But um, there's a lot more that goes into it than that. It's not so simple. It's not so straightforward. And I guess the first thing that I'd like to touch base on is what's called pool luck. Does anybody have any
Mhm.
ideas what pool luck is? Or no? Okay, no questions about it. All right, it's pretty much just like luck as you would imagine it to be. Like if you went to a casino, right? And I don't know how many of you have ever gambled here, but if you have gambled, you will have what's called like a hot streak, right? You'll have a night where you go to the casino, and it's just like you just can't lose, right? Even even when you're making
Yeah.
bets that you shouldn't be making, you're still winning. And pools can have something similar to that, and that's called pool luck. And some pools are able to do things behind the scenes. Again, it's intellectual property, so we don't know exactly what the voodoo magic is, but they can do things to increase their luck. And so, even though they might have higher fees, it's still worthwhile to give this pool a shot because they have this kind of voodoo magic. And overall, if you do like an A B comparison, you'll see that you actually make more earnings. Another thing that pools can do is they can sell the hash itself. So instead of using the hash to mine directly, they can sell the hash for a profit to a third party. And let me give you an example of this is a casino again. We start off with luck and we're now talking about casinos. Casinos are now buying hash rate at a premium. And what that means is the casino will pay more in Bitcoin than what the hash rate itself would natively earn. And why would they do this? Right? Why wouldn't they just simply mine themselves or do something less complicated? Well, the reason why they want to do this is because mined Bitcoin is virgin Bitcoin. That means it's never had any transactional history from it, which in essence makes it actually more valuable. So all of the Bitcoin that you're dealing with on the market, it's gone through many hands. And by the time it gets into your wallet, you don't know what hands it's been through. It could have been through human trafficking, could have been used to buy drugs, could have been used for a lot of things that later down the road. Now, obviously, the technology we have the ability to track like the big hackers and stuff like that and block their coin or blacklist their wallets and things like that. But not every single transaction has been put under scrutiny. And the fear is that one day you'll be holding coin that has come from a bad history, that when the NSA or whatever agency is able to like thoroughly investigate and examine forensically the blockchain, they'll find that you're actually holding something that was used in a crime or something that was used maliciously, and that makes it less valuable because now nobody wants that, right? They don't want that stigma on them. So virgin coin will actually carry more weight and actually carry more value because there's nothing been attached to it. The casinos know that this coin is pure, that it's never gone through any bad hands or any bad transactions. And so that's why they'll pay a premium for it. And so that kind of gives you guys an idea of, behind the scenes, what pools can do to increase their profitability and to make a greater benefit for the miners that are using them. And, I know all the major pool owners. I know Luxor's owners, we know Poolden's owners, we know Slush Pool, Brains, yeah. And knowing all these different owners, knowing all these different pools, and, like I said, each pool kind of has its strengths and weaknesses. Nice Hash overall, it's just got the most pluses. And what I mean by that is, we'll go into Nice Hash here. I'll change my screen. And one of the great things about Nice Hash is it does allow us the ability to directly interact with the miners themselves. You see these little play buttons here. We can actually connect our miners directly into the back end of Nice Hash, and we can start managing them from here. It's not really necessary for us because we're using Foreman, and but it's a nice feature to have. Another thing that is really great about Nice Hash is it gives the ability to pay out in many, many different coins very easily and very conveniently, and it also mines more coins than any other pool that I know of. I mean, it mines altcoins, it mines, major coins, and it allows you to very easily and quickly like interchange between them. So if you were doing a project where you were doing some sort of altcoin but you wanted to pay out in Ethereum or you wanted to pay out in Bitcoin, Nice Hash has the ability to very easily do that. And that's why they have, the trade at Nice Hash and all that stuff. Now, you do have to go through a little bit more KYC to do this stuff, but you do have the ability to do that. Another really cool thing that Nice Hash is doing is they allow you to sell your hash like directly in the marketplace. So they actually have a hashing marketplace, hash power marketplace, and you can start selling your hash to people who are wanting to buy it, and you can sell it at a premium. And again, why would people buy it as a premium? Because they're getting virgin coin. They're getting coin that they know has, you know, all the history behind it. They can easily see it. It hasn't gone through any bad hands. It hasn't done any bad things. Um, and it's for these reasons: controllability, ease of setup and use, flexibility, and variety. Nice hash, hands down, is the best. And we've done A/B comparisons with our other friends in the industry, Luxor. We've even used Bitmain's pool, Foundry's pool, and
Yeah.
the difference is indistinguishable. I mean, I haven't seen any clear advantage in terms of earning that any pool is given over the ones that we've tested, even Slush Pool. But I have seen a clear advantage in the user interface and the flexibility with Nice Hash. And so that's why we choose them. And that's why we're working
Yeah.
with them. Also, the Nice Hash owner was very nice to keep in touch with us on a personal level. He's also helping us with other projects. We're creating other technology frameworks and integrating Nice Hash technology and data metrics into that and stuff like that. And the other pools, they haven't been that cooperative with us on those fronts. And so that's another reason why I really like Nice Hash. Any questions?
And I would also like to say that NiceHash has been around for a very long
Well, that's
time. I
another
mean,
thing
it was the
too.
first tool
Yeah.
that I used when I first,
Nice
yeah,
Hash,
when I first started mining.
Nice
So,
Hash is the
it's
oldest.
got a lot of history. They've never really, yeah, I believe. Well, it's not the oldest. I mean, I think the oldest is what, Slush Pool,
No, no, no.
if
Slush
I'm not
Pool's not as.
mistaken.
Nice Hash is older than Slush. Nice Hash was around with CPU
Okay.
mining. Slush wasn't. Slush has only been around since ASIC mining.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I mean, when I first started out, NiceHash was number one, and that's what I used.
yeah.
And they've never done anyone wrong. They've always, I know that they had one incident where maybe they got hacked or something, and they made all of their holder, like all the people that had coin on their exchange wallet, they made whole. So,
That's another thing too that is like so valuable in this industry is reputation is everything, right? And you definitely, like everything's good while everything's good, right? But you never know really how good a company is until something bad happens and what they do about it, right? And NiceHash is one of the few companies um, that, like Sakib said, like absolutely made everybody whole when something bad happened, and that shows like true character and um, a company that you can trust, and trust is really important in the crypto space. You know, speaking of which, thank you all for trusting us. Um, we've spent many years earning our reputation and building our reputation. And like I said, in the mining space, we're well known, we're well trusted. But to the general public, I think you guys can now maybe appreciate who we are and why we are in this space and so well respected and trusted. Um, so yeah, I mean, Digibyte, that pool. I'll let you finish on Digibyte because I thought I was
well,
getting trolled.
sure. Sure. Well, Digibyte is actually a coin, DGB. It's a coin that you can also use SHA-256 to mine with, and we're mining Bitcoin. We're not mining DGB here.
Yeah.
So Digibyte is out of the question. I mean, our NFTs from the get-go, we always said we're going to mine Bitcoin, and that's what we're doing. So
If you guys are interested in Digibyte, then go to BitConnect and put all your money in
I
that.
don't think it's around
No, no,
anymore. Yeah.
that's the reason why. Because like I can see everybody scrambling right now. Like, oh my gosh, she's giving us a tip. I gotta go see. But BitConnect was a big scam that was in the previous two bull markets. Well, two bull markets back. Don't put any money in BitConnect. It was just a joke, guys. I was not being serious. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, we're really serious about what we do, and you know, reputation is a lot in this
Well,
business, and Nice Hash has definitely earned my respect and has the reputation for us to give our business with. And we can manage so many accounts with NiceHash. That's what's really nice too, is, you know, we have many different sites. We can manage multiple different sites and isolate them, compartmentalize them. Just a very feature-rich pool. And it's been around the longest, so it should have the most features. No questions, no comments? Okay. We'll go on to the next thing. What is the minutia of like fine-tuning the machines and you know, getting them working, you know, to their optimal capability? The first thing that you've got to do once you get a farm all plugged in is you got to identify what's, you know, what's what, right? If you don't have a you know, specific name for a machine and you can't see the metrics attached to that name and you don't have an IP linked to that, like how are you going to know what's what? I mean, you can look at the big picture and you can see, you know, okay, this is down or that's down, but that's the first thing that you do is you just create a methodology of a naming order and you name all the machines. And then after you name all the machines, then you can go through here and we can do it also in Foreman and we can sort through and we can find the machines that are kind of underperforming or lagging. And look at these temperatures, guys. What's the, let's see what the max temperature that we get here. 88. 88 degrees Fahrenheit is, we confirm that, right, Sakib?
Yes, Fahrenheit. Yeah, it would be. I mean, that would be
Yeah,
like almost double the
Celsius.
operating temperature if it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, Celsius is, that's a little high if it was Celsius, but 88 degrees Fahrenheit is perfectly fine, especially for a machine running way out in the middle of the desert. You can see it's doing 118.22 terahash, so everything's working fine. So first thing we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for temperature problems, and I don't see anything there. Next, we're going to be looking for hash problems. We go through here and we sort. And the lowest hash rate that we have is 117.96. So honestly, guys, this is a process that actually takes time. It's not something you can do in one day because you need to look for something that's historically underperforming. So you need to look at it over a space of time, at least 3 or 4 days, and then dive into it. But as you guys can see, we got 170. What's the highest hash rate that we've got here? 121. So we've got one machine that's doing 121. Look at that. It's running cool as a cucumber. 79 degrees. Hopefully you guys love to see those kind of metrics. I know I do. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's really nothing, no kinks to iron out at this point. But what we will do is we'll watch it over the course of days and we'll look for something that's, you know, borderline performing, and that's when we'll then examine it closer and see what we can do. It might be a slight frequency change. It could be a move to a cooler spot in the farm. Yeah, it just depends on, you know, what we think is the issue. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Once you've identified clearly what all the machines are, you can start kind of looking at their personal histories. And from there, you can, you know, decide, you know, what you should do or what you shouldn't do, and kind of arrange your farm. So what I'm constantly looking for is temperatures. So if I'm seeing that we've got machines that are always running natively cooler and machines that are always running natively hotter, I'll take the machines that are running natively hotter and I'll try to put them in the center of the farm so they get the maximum airflow, right? Because if they're running hotter because they're out on the fringes and they're not getting as much airflow, we can move them in to where they get better airflow. And the ones that are running natively cooler, guess what I do with those? I'll put those on the outer fringes because they don't need as much airflow as the other ones. But yeah, it's just little tiny details like that. Nothing really big, nothing, you know, nothing crazy. It's just kind of common sense things. But that's the fun of mining. That's what we love doing. And today I was supposed to go out to the farm and redo all the networking cable, but I got tied up in a bunch of things, so I couldn't do that. But tomorrow I will do that. And Sakib, if you want, can you share with them the little office? Like, you guys saw the before videos where the computer was like sitting on a milk crate and all that stuff. Sakib, can you go and show some videos of how things are now?
Sure, sure. I can definitely do that. Guys, excuse me if my video drops out or something. I will reconnect, but I'll try to show the office here. Right.
Got all the fans running. Everything looks good there. Saki, perhaps you can, yeah, you can do it from outside, right? Before your video drops.
Here, and then let's go into close the door. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah, Sakib, your video's dropping out, buddy. All right. We still don't have all the machines plugged in and set up. I didn't want to do too much because I'm just gonna have to take everything off the shelf anyway and redo all the networking. So I didn't want to set up everything and just create more work for ourselves. But if all goes well tomorrow and I get all the network cables redone, then we should have everything except 6 machines set up and configured, ready for you guys, the Monopoly winners, to come in and do the final setup to that. Actually, the video's coming in pretty good. I wish I could share this on the screen here. Sakib, it looks like we lost you, buddy. Go ahead and wait till he gets back out to the car. But let's see if the devs have fixed the numbering order here on the website. Not yet, not yet. But yeah, guys, I mean we're in the home stretch at least for the holders of I think 460 was when we bought the miners, so all the way up to 460 NFTs. You guys are now on the home stretch to begin payouts. We're talking with developers right now. As a matter of fact, the guy was blowing me up here. He's like, let's talk right now on the AMA, and I'm like, no, I'm busy doing an AMA. He's like, let's talk afterwards. So I'll see if I can squeeze him in to my schedule this evening and talk to him afterwards. But yeah, no problems at all to report. I did get some awesome drone footage of the site. I flew my drone around, and apparently the workers there had never seen a drone before. And like everybody just dropped what they were doing and like stood and stared at the sky for 30 minutes while I was flying it. That was a pretty interesting thing. Also, in case any of you were worried about me, my pinky is just fine. Um, I just, it's just a flesh wound. It's all part of the mining things, like you don't follow your own rules, you're gonna get burned. You want to know how much is currently minted or currently mined? Okay, that's for some reason my Discord is opening up on my screen like with super tiny font. Does anybody know how I can adjust that and make the fonts bigger? That would be greatly appreciated. I'm a drone pilot myself, Aaron. So yeah, but one thing I'd like to let you know though is it's illegal to bring a drone into Dubai, and I didn't know this, and I still bought my drone anyway, and I didn't get caught. But yeah, just be really careful if you're flying like way out in the desert in the middle of nowhere. It's fine because like nobody even knows the laws. But around here, and here's the way I found out. Right, is our neighborhood is right next to like this big ass military base, like the Dubai military base, and like the first time I came here, okay, mind. Okay, I'll tell you in just a second. Let me finish this story though, because it was really crazy. So the first time I came here, like I got off the plane, like 2 days later, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fly my drone around this neighborhood because it's really cool. And I fly my drone. I didn't even get like 50 feet in the air before these huge like military jets like racing over my head, and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even know there was a military base at this time. So I was like, yeah, better not fly because I don't want these military planes to hit my drone. And it wasn't until later that I did a little research and I found out like that's a huge no-fly drone, area. Like you should never fly your drone there. Like you can get arrested and get in trouble. And yeah, so be be very careful flying your drone. Make sure that you do it responsibly. If you're a drone pilot, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you want to know how much has been mined by 48 machines in less than one day? Because I think it was about 8:30 or 9 o'clock our time yesterday that we turned everything on, and then of course we've been fiddling with everything all day today. So let's take a look at those metrics, shall we? Let's see. The actual profitability in this period, we have mined 0.01220256 BTC. And we have another payment of BTC coming of 0.00165801 that is yet to be paid. Does that answer everything for you? What I think is really cool also about NiceHash is like it will give you a predictive income. So the projected income, and again, this gets more accurate as more time, when we stop fiddling with everything and rebooting and naming the machines and stuff like that, this will become more accurate. But with the 48 machines we have running now, we have a projection of 0.0854 per week. Per month is a little over 1/3 of a Bitcoin, which is actually pretty good because we're not even using a half a megawatt, or we're not even using half of a half a megawatt. We're not even using a quarter of a megawatt. And the projected yearly yield is 4.4 Bitcoin, 4.45. And that will vary over time as difficulty changes and things like that. But all in all, I'm very happy with everything. Everything is working exactly as I intended it to, exactly as I planned it to from inception. When I was sitting down one night and listening to all these other mining NFTs rattling on and shaking my head like, no, that's impossible. They shouldn't promise that. No, that's unrealistic. They shouldn't say that. And I said, how can I do it better? How can I make a better project? And everything. Saqib, can you think what's the biggest hiccup that we've had in this whole thing? Oh, Saqib's not even here anymore. Okay. The only thing that comes to my mind, guys, is this. This was like perhaps the most unexpected, disastrous thing to happen in the entire project. Is me cutting my pinky and it was bleeding pretty good. Um,
And
I'll let
I would probably say maybe Foreman like has been like causing
yeah
some issues, but we got that fixed today.
Foreman was really buggy. Like I said, from here on out, there's no other room that I see other than improvement, right? So I'm going to come over tomorrow. I'm going to
Yeah.
improve the network. We're going to place the Wi-Fi network node somewhere to where it's not affected by the Faraday cage of the metal shed. Going to redo all of the network cables so they're nice, neat, and clean because of my OCD. Um, and we'll tidy up some of the power cable management and stuff too. We're going to install new switches, so we'll create a new net block for the miners to run exclusively off of, so they won't be running off of the mainland. They'll be running off of a subnet. God, I don't. I can't really.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I can't really think. That's the
I mean,
great
when you
thing.
know what you're doing, it doesn't take you that long, you know, like when you know what you're doing, it's like second nature.
There were some other things
And
that
the
I
thing is
wanted
we're
to do.
passionate about this stuff. Like so we've been here like, day in, day out as soon as we got the miners.
Oh yeah, those miners didn't sit around for more than 24 hours before we had them on site and
Yeah.
ready to plug in.
Yeah.
We didn't waste any time or dilly dally about anything. Um, Yeah, just some other little minor things that I can think of to improve is just the hot cold aisles. But again, it's such a small
Yeah,
farm. I don't know if that's like something we need to sink money into. Obviously, we need to put in the humidity regulator curtain. So right now we just have the water cooling
yeah,
curtain, which is fine in the summer months because we don't really have crazy humidity. But in the winter months, that's when the crazy humidity comes in. So we're going to need that other curtain to regulate in. Like to put the big screen TV up, but we just found out that the site that we got has some sort of ancient computer in it that doesn't even have an HDMI port on it. It's only got DVI out. So I guess next on the list is to get an upgraded computer. We can get those pretty cheap.
a workstation. Yeah.
Yeah, like a proper workstation. The monitor's fine. Does the monitor have an HDMI on it, or do we need to get a new monitor as well? Or should we just
No,
use the big screen TV as the monitor?
the monitor. Yeah, we could use the big screen TV as a monitor. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just kind of, just I don't know, housekeeping stuff, just little tiny details. I want to try to get everything as perfect as possible before you Monopoly winners come over, so you can be wowed. All right, Dark Lord is saying, "Hey, sorry I'm late. I can't see that because that's so small. Is this answered?" Happy to. Yes, I did. I
Let
did
me
that in the
see.
in the beginning. In the beginning of the AMA, I went over a breakdown and the reason why we're using nice hash over all the other pools. And I'll just kind of briefly go over that again. Sakib and I know all the different pools that are out there. We know the owners directly. Some of them we're more friendly with than others. Um, but what attracts us to Nice Hash is not only do they have the oldest reputation in the pool business, but they also have been able to prove and back up that reputation. And they have a much more extensive interface that allows you to do a lot more powerful things than other pools have. Other pools have, like Slush Pool, for an example. You just plug in your miners and you just get a graph. You look at metrics, and you get the automated payouts and things like that. But it doesn't give you the ability to individually control your machines. It doesn't really give you any kind of long-term projections like your weekly, monthly, yearly projections. And it doesn't give you the ability to trade and swap coin on an instant exchange, so you can get payouts in anything that you want. Doesn't allow you to sell your hash power at a marketplace, so you can actually get more Bitcoin than what your hash would natively mine. So yeah, I mean, you just look pound for pound, reputation, features, functionality. Nice Hash is where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, we've used pretty much every other pool, and NiceHash provably even gives you about what I think maybe 4% more than
Mm-hmm.
other pools. There's been many videos
It
that
pays
are
on
on
the high
YouTube
side.
of people doing testing.
Yeah, it pays on the high side of all the pools. I'd say it's in the top two, top three. So I mean, you
Yeah,
can go with another pool and you might get 0.001% more Bitcoin, but you're not going to have all the features and functionality. You're not going to have the ability to trade on live exchange. You're not going to have the hash power marketplace. You're not going to have the extensibility to manage multiple organizations and sub organizations and things like that Nice Hash gives you. So, I mean, I'm willing to lose that tiny little fraction of crypto dust to have all the other features and functionalities. And beyond that, also, the reputation and the trust, which is very, very, very important.
yeah,
Yeah, 4% more than native hashing, we consider quite good, and we hope to improve that. Like I said, there's still little details that we can do, and just to squeeze the last little bit of crypto dust out of that. I don't know if you guys ever watched the TV show Gold Rush, right? But in the beginning, it was the Hoffmans, and those guys, man, they were like tearing up the earth just to get like little tiny bits of gold dust, and all the real miners were just kind of laughing and shaking their heads at them, like these guys don't have a clue. Um, yeah, we still try to go for the crypto dust, but we do it after we've already gotten the lion's share of mining. And right now the mine is overperforming. I think our all-in average hash rate per machine is about 120, and they're rated at 118. So how can you complain at that, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, with some machines where I was watching, it was wild when we were doing reboots today. Like some machines were hitting 185 for just like a brief period
Yeah.
of time. Like yeah, they weren't staying there, but they were like peaking out at 185 and doing crazy stuff. That's another really cool thing too. Um, that nice hash gives you the ability to, like, we can go over here, we can go to the rig manager, and I should be able to click on this and see the metrics of the individual machine, and that's worth its weight in gold. So
Yes.
I can see what this machine is doing. Let's look over a 6 hour period, right? You can see like it's peaking out and how it's ramping up, and so I can see over time. Yeah, look at the accepted terahash right now is 147 terahash, right? So,
Yeah, it goes up and down. I
well, of
mean, with
course,
nice
but
hash, like it'll go above, like, it'll go, yeah,
yeah, but
it'll go like 200, and then it'll come down to like 147. But
well,
the
it'll go to
average
like
is obviously going
yeah,
to
it'll
be a
go to
little
like
bit higher.
200, and then it'll go to like 96 on like a bad block, and then it'll go to like 138. Yeah, hash rate never stays like even. It varies, and so what you're getting is an average over time. And what the name of the game is to try to play the average to be on the high side. And that's the mining game, guys. That's the minutia involved with the mining pools, and how you get that last little bit of crypto dust. It's not from overclocking. Overclocking. You have to get all new PSUs for the machines. You have to get more efficient PSUs for the machines, because if you get a less efficient PSU for the machine, you're going to end up paying more in electricity than what you're earning, and it's a zero-sum game. Same thing with immersion. Um, So when the last tranche closes, what do we do? That's a great question. I think what we do is we all just kind of hang out every Friday on an AMA, and just talk about the mining space and how things are going, and what's going on. We'll take a look at what the price of miners are going on. It's already open. So, or are you talking
Yeah,
about another
Trans 5 is
phase?
open.
Are you talking about another phase? There are no plans. I mean, we didn't even reach the minimum goal, guys. There's no plans to open up another phase. We may do something. I don't know. If things start getting crazy and our channel fills up with like 1,000 people and they're all like, hey, we want this project to open up again. We're ready to mint now. We may create a situation where we whitelist and we start another phase with another 5 tranches. It's highly doubtful given the interest so far. We've got not even a quarter of a megawatt worth of machines. And, originally, guys, if you guys got to see the first white paper, we were going to have 10 phases. And, that was going to be
Yeah.
50 megawatts worth of worth of mining. And we didn't even get to a half of a megawatt. Which is why I watered things down and changed the white paper and just made it one phase. So there's really nothing to do after phase 1 closed, but just keep your NFTs, let them keep
Accumulate your Bitcoin.
accumulating your Bitcoin, and just sit tight for a couple years while you get your payouts in your wallets, and then we'll look for the liquidation phase and try to get you guys out at the top of a bull run. And what you think about here? Let's read this here. What you think about Bitcoin future?
I think he's talking about quantum computing,
That's a
like
great,
cracking SHA-256 and all that.
yeah, that's a great question, and it's not something that I can really talk about in a live AMA or on video. But when you come here, I will be happy to discuss with you what we are doing for the future of crypto mining. Quantum computing does have the ability to slice through SHA-256 like a hot knife through butter. And one day it will happen. or it could happen. It really depends. Um, how fast the technology gets out of government institutional level hands and focus towards the purpose of Bitcoin mining. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto did mention that, there will come a day when that happens. And when it does, he described it would be like, the difficulty would skyrocket to something unimaginable. And all of a sudden, no one would be profitable except for, the machine that was doing the quantum computing and stuff like that. Personally, I think, knowing the Bitcoin core devs as I know them, I think they will migrate to another protocol before quantum computing becomes a problem, becomes an issue.
I agree.
They'll
Yeah.
migrate to a protocol that is, quantum proof, if you will,
Quantum resistant.
quantum resistant, quantum proof, if you will. So yeah, but I mean, we're at least, I'd say 15, 20 years at the soonest. I mean, that's if like Google was just hell bent in turning their quantum computers into, pillaging and destroying Bitcoin. Um, right now, the quantum computers we currently have, they're amazing machines and they can do amazing things, but they don't have enough qubits to crack SHA-256. And also, the very nature of how they're being designed. So you would have to design a quantum computer literally specific for the task. So it'd have to be like an application
Hmm.
specific quantum computer,
Quantum.
like an ASIC quantum computer, to do that. And that would require, billions and billions of funding and research. And, nobody's got the money to do it yet. And like I said, by the time it gets close enough on the horizon that it actually does, the cost of production becomes low enough to where, somebody with 100 million could buy one of these machines and then repurpose it, stuff like that. By the time all that comes to be a reality, I think the protocol will have been adjusted to prevent quantum computers from really affecting everything. It's a great question, though. I love to think about it and speculate
Yeah.
about it.
Hey, Rebel.
But what's
How
this
you doing?
question here? The Digital Ninja says the issue is for sure that we are not showing proof as earning is not started. After that point, it for sure changes, and I reckon tranche 5 is not enough time. No, it's built in the contract, guys. That's the whole point of a blockchain immutable contract. Is whatever's on that contract, that's what it has to adhere to. Now I can pull up the contract and I can show you guys. Um, the mining token here.
I think what he's saying is like when we start, paying out uh, the Bitcoin, which is obviously going to start, which we've already
Yeah, that should be.
started
I mean,
mining.
we're already earning Bitcoin, so why would we delay paying out? Why would we wait until the end of tranche 5 to pay out the Bitcoin? I mean, Sakiba and I have been talking all week
Of
about putting a payout
course.
spreadsheet together and just getting your
Yeah,
wallets
I think what
into.
he's saying is there's not enough time for tranche 5 to, like, once we start paying out, then people will jump on the bandwagon,
Well, I
but it'll
mean,
be too late
tough
because tranche
cookie.
5.
Yeah, I mean, tough cookie, guys. We did everything in our power to show you we're legit and we're real. And if you're the kind of person that just wanted to wait until it was too late, then you miss out. You know, I early bird
Yeah.
gets the worm. I don't know what to say. You know.
I mean, 2 cent power.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like what's gonna happen after the halvening. People are
Well,
gonna be like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
"W-
we may get a flood of people coming in our channel begging us to start, another phase, another tranche. And like I said, if I'm convinced it will be a success and we can actually pull off a megawatt, I may consider. But that's something that's it's not something I can decide today. It's not something I'm going to think about today. Today I'm going to think about you guys and the people who bought NFTs and the people who are earning hash and the people, how I'm going to get you guys paid. That's my concerns. It's, you know,
Yeah.
if the market wants to believe people who are liars and unrealistic with their promises, that's not my job to correct it. It's not my job to fix that. And at first, I thought coming in naively to this project that I would be able to do something about that. But I've found that there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. That people are going to be ignorant. My mom told me when I was a young kid, she said, "You can't fix stupid, son," and I can't fix it. So if like I don't know what else to say. I mean, if these people are going to do this no matter how hard I try, no matter how much money I threw at influencers, and no matter how much I try to buy up all the publicity in the world, like people are still going to be, irrational and do things that they've been programmed to do. And that's why I want to change the whole narrative about what we are, because we're not an NFT, right? We're selling an NFT, but that's just for convenience for
That's just a
people to even,
representation.
yeah, for people to even understand what we really are is a blockchain immutable contract. And you can go through here and you can look at, everything in the contract. Actually, this is not the contract. Here we go. Look at the
And I
code.
think you
Yeah,
have to
I
go
got to look at the
into,
code. Yeah,
there you
I'm
go.
all about looking at the code. But I mean, everything is here in the contract. Um, and it's spelled out clear as day, and that's the value of what we're doing. We made a contract with everyone who mints, and we intend to honor that. And that's what these projects should be all about. They shouldn't be all about like, oh, well, now we're going to add something else to our project and everybody's going to make even more money and we're going to be double mining and triple mining and quadruple mining. We can't explain how it's all going to work. We can't explain how it's all going to happen. Heck, you can't even look at the contract to see what's going on. But just trust us. Give us your money and you're going to make oodles and oodles of dollars. And as long as people respond to that and believe that and that's what they blindly follow, what can I do about it? Well, there's nothing I can do about it. So, for those of you who did
Yes.
take the time to understand this project, to read the white paper, to look at the contract, to do your due diligence on myself and Sakib and find out our reputation and our longevity in the industry, kudos to you guys. That's how this should operate for everybody. For people who are wanting to invest and grow um, and create generational wealth, that's what you should be doing. That's how it should be done. For the people who don't do that, that just listen to all the hype and, are a lemming and all the other lemmings are jumping off the cliff, so I need to jump off a cliff too. You're going to get what you deserve. You're going to land on a pile of dead lemmings at the end of the cliff. Like, I can't fix that for you. Yeah, magpie syndrome, right? But one of the things that I think is really great about Mineopoly is that I did get to meet a lot of you, and get to know you kind of, I think personally. I'm really looking forward to meeting you
Yeah.
when you come here to Dubai because, you're intelligent people and I respect your intelligence and I think we'll get along just great. Um, Lucky for us, we didn't we didn't get any people that I think you would have to spend more time with Sakib than with me. Sakib's the good cop. I'm the bad cop. Like I can't sugarcoat anything. I can't really BS. And one of the great things about having Sakib as my business partner is he can kind of smooth out the wrinkles
Smooth things out.
that people can have. Yeah. uh, a lot of people have compared me to House. Have you guys seen the show House, where like he's a doctor but he like hates people, like he always just
Yeah.
kind of gets to like what's going on and like quit telling me your story, just tell me the facts. And I can kind of be like that sometimes. And I know it's just who I am. It's my personality trait, and the way I deal with that is I have a Sakib, and I tell them please talk with Sakib, and then Sakib will continue that. But yeah, I mean, Well, at least I'm self-aware of it, right? There's a lot of people that are like Sheldon or like House or whatever. They're not even aware they're that way. I'm aware of it. I'm well aware of it, and that's why I'm able to pass things off to Sakib. Is so you don't get to see the worst of me. You always get to see the best of me. But yeah, I mean, the only way I can see us opening up another phase is, like I said, if a ton of interest comes in and we create a white list, and I'm convinced that we will very quickly sell out a megawatt. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's going to be way more expensive. I mean, if we do
Yeah.
open up
Yeah.
another phase, it's going to be if you thought paying 500 USDC was a lot, um, yeah, this will look cheap in comparison if we open up another phase. But that's the cost you pay. The early bird gets the worm. They get the greatest advantage. The people who got into Bitcoin first are the ones that have the greatest advantage and have the greatest wealth right now. And it's the same with these kind of projects. We follow the ruthless and merciless um, economics of Bitcoin. But yeah, it was great seeing you guys. Sakib, thank you. If you could just maybe get some
Amen.
video shots of
Sure.
of the farm and maybe send it to people. Specifically, I'd like you to show the security cameras that we bought because I'm going to be installing those.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Cool. We'll do.
yeah, no, the next phase will probably still be 2 cents. Yes, as I was saying with the dashboard, we're talking with developers right now. They were trying to interrupt the AMA, but we're working on that as fast as possible. In the interim, Sakib and I are going to create a spreadsheet, and we're going to invite you guys to verify who you are with your membership, and then give us your Bitcoin wallet so we can start divvying out payouts. And I'm hoping to start that as soon as the Monopolians come in. Let me check the schedule real quick, guys. I mean, it has been an insane month in terms of my scheduling. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, look at all that stuff. Like every day, there's like 10 things to do. Um, so yeah, the Monopolians, the winners come in on Monday. So yeah, I think that's a great day to start the payouts to keep. So give us the weekend to get all your
Sure.
wallet information. Yeah, feel free to reach out and DM us personally your payout wallet information. And I know some of you are holding many NFTs, and so you'll be getting much bigger payouts and more frequent payouts than somebody's just holding one NFT. You might have to wait five days or so for enough to accumulate to pay you out. But we'll take care of all that, and we'll keep the payouts going manually until we get the dashboard. And I apologized about this a couple of AMAs ago. I said, the only thing that we're behind on is building the dashboard because I kind of wanted to wait and see how things went on Tranche 5 before I started building everything out. I wasn't expecting to get you guys hashing so quickly, but that's how we roll. We saw an opportunity, we saw a way to get it done, and we made it happen. And this is us. This is us doing it. So please bear with us while we build out this
Sure.
dashboard and get things sorted on that end. But like I said, we won't hold your payments until the dashboard's built. We'll manually pay you and until it's up. So there's no fear that we're gonna hold your earnings and keep it hostage or anything like that. All right. With that note, Aaron, thank you very much. Yeah, I,
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm very pleased with how this whole project went. I mean, I'm underwhelmed with how many people joined on the project, but at the same time, I know like more people, more headaches, and then people are you're gonna have attitudes, and people are gonna be trolling, and I'm kind of glad that it kind of stayed like simple and pure and like serious. And I really appreciate all
Hmm.
you guys. Yeah. So have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
And yeah, we will see you next week with the Monopolian winners. They'll be behind me. hopefully they'll be sporting their Fly Monopoly t-shirts, and I look forward to that. Let's have a great weekend, guys.
All right.
Take care.